With my next backpacking trip coming up in about a month, I'm starting to get my gear prepped and sort of get my head wrapped around what I'm going to be taking on that backpacking trip. And as I'm going through that process, I thought, why not talk not only about the gear I'm going to be taking on that backpacking trip, but talk about how I came to make the choice to take that specific gear on this backpacking trip. When it comes to my shelter selection on a backpacking trip, there's two things that matter to me. The first one, is there a good selection of trees available at the campsite? And if I can take a hammock over a tent, I will 100% of the time. So if there's trees available at that campsite. The second thing that I ask myself, is Wanda going to be going with me? So with the shelter being a hammock setup, it's going to comprise of my Whoopie Sling suspension, my Dream Hammock Raven, that's what I'm going to be sleeping in overnight, Cave Creek Pet Palace, this is going to be the bug protection for myself and Wanda. For our tarp, we go with a UGQ Winter Dream 12. I like this tarp in particular because it's got doors at the end, and the 12-foot tarp just gives me a lot more protection and coverage. Holding everything down is our tent stakes in this Dyneema stuff sack. I use a mix of these aluminum pegs and the aluminum mini groundhog style stakes. I find these work really well. Next up after our shelter is our sleep system, and we're going to talk Wanda's really quickly just because it is stuff that I carry in my bag. The two items are her blanket. So just being the time of year, I'm going to bring her full synthetic throw blanket, and then her sleeping pad. This is just an old cut down, like blue 1/2-inch thick foam sleeping pad. Like it has been beat up and clawed up. It's missing chunks out of it. Like this thing is old. She's probably due for a new one, but this gets the job done, and it's just kind of got that nostalgic feel to it, so she continually uses that. For my bottom insulation, it is always an underquilt. There's no time or place that I'm going to use a pad. I don't find pads very comfortable inside the hammock. For me, in the spring, the summer, and the fall, I always use my 20-degree 900 fill powered down Little Shop of Hammock Spectre underquilt. This thing is ridiculously compressible, insanely warm. For this trip in particular, because overnight temps are probably going to get close to freezing, if not below, I'm going to be taking my 20-degree UGQ Bandit top quilt. For top insulation, when I'm in my hammock, same thing for my bottom insulation. It's all temperature dependent. I've got different underquilts and top quilts for pretty much every temperature range you can think of. So that's how I pick and choose my bottom insulation and top insulation when I'm in my hammock. Now it may look like a bunch of clothes, but there is some stuff in here that is more than likely going to be worn clothing for me at the time. I just kind of gathered all of my clothes up together. My Lob Tree Alpha Direct hoodie, absolutely love this thing. The warmth to weight ratio on this Alpha Direct stuff is unbeatable. This is the bee's knees when it comes to insulation stuff right now. So much so I've got a pair of the pants as well. These are the Alpha Direct 90 from Lob Tree. Really like these pants. These are going to be my sleep pants. I'll have my shorts with me. Anytime I have my shorts, I've always got my tights. Outdoor Research Echo hoodie, little sun hoodie. I have two of these, so I use one for a sleep shirt. Lightweight synthetic balaclava. This goes over my head at night. Injinji toe socks. That's what I wear on my feet. Beneath boxer shorts. That's what I've going with this year. Really like those. The bulk of my clothes goes in this Dyneema stuff sack from Hilltop Packs. Absolutely love the gear from Hilltop Packs. It was actually listed as one of my favorite brands when it came to backpacking gear companies. If you guys haven't seen that video, I'll link it up here. Make sure you check that out. And the last of my clothing is my jackets. I've got my Frog Togs rain jacket, my Outdoor Vitals Nebo windbreaker, and then my Puffy, the Decathlon Puffy jacket. Really like this, really warm. You cannot beat this for the price point. These Decathlon puffies are like the best bang for your buck for ultralight puffies out there. For my food bag, I've got the Adotech Food Locker, the Grizzly Bear rated one. This is the 14 liters, so this should get me through for about a 7-day backpacking trip. With the trip I've got planned coming up, 4-day, will be a very good test for the capacity of this guy here. For my cook kit, I've got a Toaks 550 ml titanium cook pot. I've got my DIY homemade cat food can stove, a little lightweight plastic shot glass, like a 1-ounce thing for pouring my ounce of fuel, a mini Bic lighter, a little towel for being like a pot grabber and wiping down the pot and that kind of thing, and my Toaks titanium spork. That is my cook kit. Going with the alcohol stove this year just because I haven't done it in a couple years. I really do enjoy using it, so that's what I'm going with this year. Part of the alcohol stove is fuel. Got a little 10-ounce fuel bottle. I got to go pick up some more methanol for my alcohol stove. I got probably about 2 ounces of fuel left in there, but this will get topped up. I just put it in a Ziploc freezer bag just for a little bit extra protection against leaks. I've never had this bottle leak on me, but yeah, I just like to be extra protected. Included with my food setup, we'll talk about my water. I've got 2 1-liter smart bottles. One of them has the Hike Life measurement sticker on the side, and the other one has the sport cap. And for my filtration setup, I've got the Platypus Quick Draw and a 2-liter Canuck Vecto. Really like this setup. I've used it for a number of years now, and no complaints. Love this 2-liter Canuck Vecto for scooping up water. Works really good with the filter. You can run it as a gravity filter or squeeze through really quickly. Yeah, really like this filter setup. I do bring quite a bit for electronics out on trail. For my GPS and communication and SOS, I've got a Zoliode unit. Really cool little device. I love having the 2-way satellite communication and the SOS feature if I do need it. So that's what I carry. In my neck of the woods, mosquitoes can be a massive issue. So one of these Flex Tail tiny repels. This is one of those little battery-powered mosquito repellers. 10,000 milliamp Nightcore battery bank. Then I've got my headlamp. This is the Nightcore NU27. And stashed in there is a couple different charging cords, more pads for the FlexTail Tiny Repel, some extra batteries for cameras that I carry with me, extra memory cards and that kind of thing. I'm not going to dive into like the YouTube side of things and my extra cameras and stuff like that. Just I'll mention the batteries because they are in here in this electronics bag. But if you guys are interested in a video on what I carry for filming equipment out in the backcountry, let me know. I can definitely go over all of that stuff if that's something that would interest you. Diving into some of my miscellaneous stuff, I carry some sunscreen, just a little SPF 30. And then I've got this little bottle, and this is filled with picaridin bug spray. So it's not going to wreck any of my clothes and works really good against the mosquitoes. My standard first aid kit and my poop kit. In my first aid kit, I've also got a little mini repair kit. So there's some zip ties and extra bottle caps and duct tape and that kind of stuff to repair anything that may get damaged out on trail. And my poop kit has also got my toiletries. So it's got like hand sanitizer, lip chap. It's got a spare lighter, a hand towel, my toothpaste, toothbrush, butt wipes, trowel, toilet paper, all that kind of fun stuff for going number 2 and any kind of toiletries that I may need to deal with out in the backcountry. Next up is luxury items, and this specific backpacking trip that I'm going on tends to be a trip where the boys and myself will bring more luxuries than normal. We don't usually carry a ton of luxuries on our backpacking trips, but this is a trip where we do tend to bring luxuries. And I actually don't have as many as I thought I would have for this backpacking trip. But first up is my hang time hook. So this guy will hang on the ridgeline of my hammock on this little black clip here. I can put my phone inside and this will just hang above me, and I can, you know, watch a show on my phone when I'm racked out in my hammock. That's a pretty nice luxury for me to have. I am a movies or show kind of guy. I don't really bring a book. I'm not much of a reader in the backcountry. I would prefer to watch a show. That's my jam. So the hang time hook. Sit pad, this is a no-brainer. Walking around camp, I am gonna bring the booties. I toss and turn between these and the flip-flops, and I just think having the closed toe on these is gonna be a little bit nicer, especially in the mornings if, you know, you're walking around and there's some dew and the ground might be a little bit wet. You know, getting wet socks first thing in the morning kind of sucks. Don't really care if these get wet. They are synthetic. They'll dry out. I know these dry out very quickly. And the most important luxury item of all, the one that I will bring over any other luxury if it comes down to only taking one, my Silky Gomboy. The ability to process firewood and get myself a nice fire at night is a paramount thing for me on a backpacking trip. Always bring my Silky Gomboy. Before we get to the last piece of gear in this setup, which is the backpack, and it's a pretty exciting one. I am very stoked about this. It's a new backpack. But the total base weight for this gear loadout, 15.5 pounds, not bad. I'm pretty happy with that. We'll be hauling it in the Hyperlate Mountain Gear Southwest 3400. This is a 55-liter pack. And I was recently approached by Hyperlate Mountain Gear, and they wanted to see if I was interested in testing out some backpacking gear. Package arrived at my house not too long ago. with a brand new backpack in it for us to check out and test out, as well as a new tent, which I'm very, very excited about. There's definitely going to be some videos on that coming up in the future. This pack coming into my possession is actually the first time I've seen a Hyperlite Mountain Gear piece of gear in person up close. Never had a chance to put my hands on one and check one out up until now. So very, very excited to, be able to check this out, and really, really excited to get it on a backpacking trip. So hopefully you guys enjoyed this one. A little bit different style of, gear loadout video. Hopefully the insights into why I picked specific pieces of gear was helpful to you guys in any way, shape, or form. If you guys have any questions or want any clarification, you want some more information on any of the specific gear that I talked about in this video, drop comments down below. I love helping you guys out. I would love to get back to you if I can and help you out and put you in the right direction. And if you're looking for some more backpacking gear loadouts, I tend to do a bunch of these throughout the year. I'll link one here and one here, so check those out when you're done with this one. I'm sure you'll enjoy either of those. As always, guys, I am Matty. Thank you so much for watching. I'll see you guys on the next one. Let's go Oilers!